Well, howdy, 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 everybody. Teresa here. Me and with
Brad.
and the critters, of course. Right, Charlie? Charlie. Right? Right, little man? I know. He has been all over me today. Anyway, I wanted to show you guys. You guys can see the Japanese floats I bought Brad as an early Father's Day present. And then you see way up there at the top is a teak wood ship's wheel. And we're still waiting on the other seashell to come in. But if you see over here, this bowl is an antique depression ware, glassware. It's the pink, and it's got the handle and stuff. And that's from Brad's grandmother. And it's the only piece of depression glassware I kept. The rest I gave to my granddaughter. And then I bought some of the rattan balls in the shades of gray, off-white, and a couple blues, kind of tie in with all of that. So, and then you'll see like bigger seashells here and stuff. So it's starting to come together. I just wanted to show you guys that real quick. I know I've got this. That help any a little bit. So anyway, hadn't come on here in a bit. Thought I'd come on here and say hi and see how you guys are all doing. We have had a time of it lately, haven't we, honey?
Yes, we have.
I don't know the last time that I did a video if I mentioned or not that I was fighting another case of cellulitis. Really bad this time. Here, let me turn down my light a little bit because, oh, much better. Hey, nice. Okay. I can actually see you guys now. But, so I was laid up in, had to stay in a bedroom one whole day. The first couple of days I did come out here for a little bit because I wanted to work on the diamond painting and I only work on that out here now. Just because the pieces are big enough and it's hard to kind of sit on the bed and be bent literally almost in half, you know, cross-legged and work on that for long periods. And I usually loom it while we're watching TV back there. So anyway, the cellulitis in the right leg is the worst I have ever had it. Right, honey?
Yeah.
I mean, it went all the way down into the foot. Those foot got really red and, of course, very swollen. It went up past the knee, very red, very swollen, of course, leaking. I thought maybe I was going to have to go into the emergency room, which I did not want to do because, and I never thought about it before. I fought mastitis many, many, many times over the years. And this was not breastfeeding or anything. But they would always treat me, give me antibiotics, give me a prescription, send me on my way. And this is in Wyoming. And then first time I had to go to the ER in Florida, of course they want to keep me. Then the second time, of course, they did, and that was a year ago to the date. So, and then I've been in the hospital here. I haven't been to the ER, but I'm afraid they'll keep me. And I don't want to be in the hospital anymore if I can help it. Yeah, I'm vaccinated and everything, but I just, psychologically and emotionally, I don't do well in a hospital because I'm very much a person that likes to have my animals around me and my husband. He's like an animal. And I wanted to say more about that, but I'll keep it PG. But I very much like to be home. There's nothing more upsetting than at night, and that's when you really want to be in your own bed, in your own clothes, and all of your comforts, and snuggling up with your husband and your critters, and you're there all alone. So I really don't. And then talk about the cost of it, Yeah, I'm on a payment plan, but it would be a long time before that gets paid off, just our portion probably. So each day, Brad would say, "Okay, in the morning, I'm going to wake you up, and we're going to assess how this leg is doing, and we'll talk about whether or not you're going to the ER." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, because it'd be better not to go tonight, because they're usually busier at night, like on a Friday night." So, how you doing, babe?
I was just trying to get this out of the way.
Oh, there's a pillow in the way.
Oh, there's a pillow in the way.
But luckily, it like today is the best it's been in a long time. It's still kind of pink, and it's painful, but not as painful as it has been. And I've been up doing stuff, so I think I'm on the mend finally. I do have a doctor's appointment Thursday, so I will make mention to it with her. And also not real happy because they cut my gabapentin in half, and I know why they did it. And I think that's my nephrologist. I think that's her name, honey.
Okay.
I'm really, later on I'm going to type in that name, but I'm pretty sure that's what her name is.
Okay.
And so she cut my gabapentin in half, and the reason why is because it's really hard on my kidneys. So it doesn't make me real happy because, for the neuropathy, which has been getting a lot worse on my feet, and also I have so much pain in my shoulders and arms that really didn't want to do that, but I'll talk to my primary doctor and see. She said there were other medications that they could put me on that would not be near as hard on my kidneys. So I know these doctors they're all in the same network. They're all in with Nash, and so they all talk to each other. So you can't get away with anything. So I'm used to that my doctors didn't talk to each other. In fact, I would have to kind of run intercourse on drug interactions because they really weren't as careful as I felt like they should be, like back in Wyoming. But here, yeah, they all talk to each other and stuff. So,
Well, did you notice that when they did that printout for me at the therapist, that it showed my wound care and everybody.
no, I didn't
Yeah,
notice.
showed all
I don't think you've ever shown that to me, honey. No, you're spitting food all over though.
I know.
I may have to wear a shield. I may have to get one of them clear shields again. Our state's starting to open back up. That's very exciting. Like when Brad was at Harris Teeter today getting our prescription, they said it was basically up to, if you had your COVID vaccinations, you didn't have to wear your mask. So, I think I still will. Though going to the doctor and stuff, and I think I think I read that still was highly recommended. And, so, but things are starting to back up, and that's wonderful. I think it'll be the new normal, but I look forward to things opening back up because I know a lot of people have been very depressed because of the pandemic, um, us included, especially Mr. Heidi, and we've been working through that. But with him just retiring and being disabled, and us moving, and some things happening in our personal life, with other people, and then things being shut down, so we really haven't been able to get out and do much. It's been very hard. It's been very hard. I'm sure he feels like he's on very alien soil because he's been stepping on my toes some. And I know I was reading articles today, and a lot of us women feel this way, that our husbands retire and then all of a sudden they're kind of underfoot. Though we love them and we love them being home, but then either they're underfoot or they're in the way or they want to restructure everything because I think it depends on what they probably did for a living. But like Brad was always a manager and he was used to taking the bull by the horn and restructuring and having everybody jump. Well, I've never jumped for him and I'm never gonna jump for you, am I, honey? I'm probably the only person that is not afraid of him. And you know, uh, I'm the one that runs the house here. So, well, no, let me finish, honey. But I've had to kind of back off of that and not have that stringent. I'm the one that runs this house, because I was used to doing things my own way while he was at work. And he would come home and he's exhausted from work anyway, so he doesn't really care as long as there's clean laundry and there's meal and stuff. He's not really that concerned with how it got there. Well, now, so I've had to learn to kind of back off and give him some space to do what he does and has always done well. And he's had to learn to kind of let me co-manage with him, and we still kind of butt heads on some stuff. And, we have some come to Jesus meetings, but, it's not anything abnormal. So, we're handling it.
That was a very nice turn of a phrase.
What?
Co-manage.
Well, it is true. I mean, I'm used to being the manager here, and nobody said all of a sudden that my way wasn't good enough, and that I've got a new person that wants to manage with me. And I'm like, well, I didn't want anybody to manage with me. And he's like, but I need to feel like I'm doing something useful. And it's basically being disabled. And not what he would do before is he would busy himself with the woodworking and going fishing and doing a lot of walking and yard work and stuff. Well, being disabled and stuff, it's really been hard on Brad because he was a very physical guy. And he still is. And the wound care doctor always complaining to Mr. Heidi about staying off the toe. Now, get this, wound care doctor always on Brad about staying off that toe, even cast it for a couple weeks and stuff. Now, physical therapist wants Brad to walk more. And it's like, y'all need to talk to each other, okay? You're all in the same network, so y'all need, well, and the wound care doctor's like, well, we're in the same network and we can talk to each other. It's like, Brad's like, do it. Go for it. You guys have a come to Jesus meeting. I don't care. Brad's gonna do what Brad wants to do, okay? And Brad's not he's not going to sit as much as even he would like to because they're both of us disabled. And with my leg acting up, and I've been on it a lot more today than I should have been, but with it acting up and stuff, I can't do everything by myself. Now, we had to get the front room straightened up today and the kitchen and stuff, and that took us a while. And so, but we got it going, and it looks pretty nice. And but you're doing the best you can do every day. I mean, those of you that are disabled, or maybe you have a spouse that's disabled, or a child, or whatever, y'all know what I'm talking about. It's not easy. It's not. It's not easy coming to terms with being disabled, and then coming to terms with you're disabled and your spouse is disabled. Then it comes into play on who can do what still, what are realistic expectations, not what you used to be able to do. And that's really hard on both of us because it used to be if I was sick, I could bust out and I would get into this really high fever and it finally would break. and I would kind of, you know, work myself out of a fever or whatever. But I mean, usually when you're younger, you can kind of, you can make yourself in a way heal. You know, you got an owie, it healed. Brad wasn't going to have an ulcer on the bottom of his toe that 3 or 4 months later is still there. You know, I mean, didn't have cellulitis. I mean, so you have to get used to that and what actually can be done, and different ways of doing it. You know, I mean, there's what I explained with Brad. There's like 100 different ways to do things. There's the classic way we used to do things, and then there's a modified way we can do them now, and that's the best you can do. And but to get it done, and you know, I like I tell him, there's a lot of life still. We can't do the things we used to, but there's still a lot of good times to be had, and a lot of life to live. Life to live.
Makes sense to me.
But one of the things I'm really excited to do is magnet fishing. And we're not going to go tomorrow because, okay, my phone has been acting up for about a year and it's getting worse. Brad's phone is acting up somewhat. Neither one holds a charge worth of crap. They're about what, 3 or 4 years old? About four?
Oh,
And so mine's really been acting up where, and okay, spilling coffee on it probably didn't help, but it's supposed to be waterproof. And so it's really acting up. And Brad and I have been talking for a while about getting new phones. We had set up where we were going to get these phones, and I don't know how much were they going to be a month before. About 50 each a month or something. It was a lot higher. Was it 50 together?
It was 30 together.
Okay. And but what we're gonna pay for tax and stuff was gonna be like 175 or something. Well, she never called back at the end of the week, and we just let it go because we were trying to hold off. Well, we decided go ahead, and Brad called, and we got an even better deal where we're paying under 10 together a month for the new phone. And then we only end up paying about 75, was it? For tax and activation fee and stuff?
93.
93, okay. So, paid that. They're supposed to come in today. I kind of wondered about it, and I think Brad did too, because, you know, of it being Memorial Day. They're actually coming in tomorrow. They have to be here to sign for him, so, you know, we'll stay home tomorrow, sign for him. You always need to charge them up, get them activated, transfer your stuff, etc., etc., etc. So, we'll do that. Then Thursday, we have doctor appointments in the morning. Well, I do. Brad just got to go have some lab work done. He's got a blood fasting blood draw. Anyway, so I'm hoping after that we'll go magnet fishing for, you know, a bit. That would be really nice. I'm really excited about that because, you know, it's just that kind of mystique of wondering what's in the water. And see, we have metal detectors, but I don't know how much metal detecting we're actually going to do because you have to be able to get down on the ground unless you have a long handle shovel, but a skinny one, you know. And then, I mean, that could all be done in a grabber. It all could still be done, you know. But, you know, and we may try that. We both have metal detectors we've never used. But the magnet fishing is very exciting, and the place that we're going to go has got, you know, a wooden deck right up to the water, so that's perfect. And yeah, would love to do that. I'm, you know, kind of curious. I've been watching lots of magnet fishing YouTube videos and stuff, and
Didn't you find that one magnet fishing video? Those two guys that were magnet fishing that pond through the ice, and they found that box that blood was pouring out of it.
Yes. And they called the local authorities, and it was
Dog.
a dog, I believe it was. And then they also found, I believe it wasn't magnet fishing, it was on a dive, though. They found a human remains. So they called the sheriff, and the sheriff said, put it right back where you got it. Because evidently that's where somebody wanted it. So, you know, yeah. I just realized my hair's starting to get really long. Well, not really long, but I haven't had it this long for a while. So I'm happy about that. What else? I've still been making hats. I showed you guys the other new hat is in the bedroom. It takes longer to make the bigger hats, so been doing that. Playing with the dogs, right, Charlie? I see you there. I see you there, Charlie. He was all over me today. He was just,
Yeah.
he was doing the butt dance, man. He was
Well,
just.
I think. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I think you've told them that there's two. We have two Charlies. There's the daytime Charlie and the nighttime Charlie.
No, I've never really gone into explanation about it.
Yeah.
There is. There's a daytime Charlie that loves his mommy dearly, right, Charlie? And then there's a nighttime Charlie who basically likes to lay underneath the beds. And then as soon as he knows that Brad has put both legs up on the bed and is starting to get, where he's going to go to sleep, he's up there on Brad's bed. Now, last night, what happened was Brad and I kind of sleep in weird shifts. I've talked to you guys all about this before, and I don't know if it has part to do with my ADHD and they have Asperger's and stuff. But I will only sleep for maximum about 4 hours at a time. Then I gotta have what I call sleep break, and I will do all kinds of stuff on a sleep break. Now, let me tell you, I've done candy eating, even though it's sugar free. And then you wake up and you've got brown smeared like on your cheek. And you wonder, what have you're like kind of horrified because you're like, what's going on? You look like it's on your pillowcase or it's on your sheet and you're checking yourself and like, no, I didn't have an accident or anything. And then you realize that it's chocolate. Brad will tell you, I fight going to sleep, and I know why, and he knows why, and bad things in my childhood that happened. But anyway, I will fall asleep sitting up a lot. I'll fall asleep eating stuff. I'll fall asleep asking him for stuff, and then now he just waits. Because I'll ask for something, and a few times he's gone out and made it, whatever, and bring it back, and I'm asleep. Now he just kind of sits there, and then he's even told me that he's tricked me before, and I've asked him about whatever I wanted, like green beans, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you ate them," and I'll believe him, but I'll fall asleep talking, then I'll wake back up mid sentence and carry on. You know, I will shop. I have ordered some of the nothing real expensive, thank God, but and I'm like, when did I order these pants? And I'm like, or I will post. If you ever get a strange post from me on Facebook or for friends and I text you and it's strange, you look at the time and then just go, I don't know how many times I've had friends of mine going, did what did you mean by, and I'm like, oh. So yeah, I will sleep for a while. So Brad and I sometimes will it's almost like a handoff where he's been up and then I'm waking up and he's going to sleep and that's why I like to have my computer and stuff set right there by me because if I'm on my break,
it makes it easier for sleep shopping.
No, I never shop on my computer. It's the phone.
Okay.
I never do. I used to, but I never do now. All the shopping is on the phone.
The other night, you had asked me if I put in for my vacation.
Oh, I did.
Mhm.
Oh, good. What'd you tell me?
I said, I have no idea what you're talking about.
And what'd I say?
And you said, you promised me you're going to put in for that week off. And it's just,
You just should say, yeah, I did.
yeah.
Did you
A,
finally
a
say that?
lot of times I do that, yeah.
Yeah, or yeah, you ate it.
Done that.
Now he just waits when I ask for something to see if I'm going to fall asleep. And his favorite trick now is to go, are you still going to be awake? Last night, I asked for a bowl of cereal. And then he said, are you still going to be awake? I very rarely will eat any cereal because I know it jacks up my blood sugar. And I said, oh, yeah, I'm going to be awake. Well, as he comes in the bedroom, he said something, and it scared me, and I woke up, and I had to act like I was awake, but I guess I didn't fool him. Then I forgot I ever ate it. He reminded me this morning that I ate the cereal, because I'm like, my blood sugar was up, and I'm like, what the heck? He's like, you had a bowl of cereal last night,
Yeah. But, oh yeah, some of the things you say in your sleep or, and it's weird because I'll be laying there and I'm just about dozing off, and all of a sudden you start just roaring in laughter.
No, I
You
don't.
do.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Well, and he tells me I cry
Uh-huh.
in my sleep. I'm like, I can't control what my emotions do when I'm sleeping, man.
It's been a couple weeks ago, but you were crying about losing Taffy.
Really? Oh my God. Wow.
How
I think I
long?
was like 13 or 14
Yeah.
when she died.
Yeah.
That was my childhood dog.
Yep. You were crying about losing Taffy.
Really?
Oh yeah. Some of the stuff you come up with is
Wow.
just it's
That was the
entertaining.
first dog ever I lost,
Yeah.
too. It was the only dog I ever lost growing up.
Yeah. It's definitely
We had one
entertaining.
little white, I don't know, her fur was kind of like a poodle, but not. But we only had that puppy for a few days, and my mom took the dog to the vet and had parvo. So yeah, but well, we didn't have it long enough for me to get super attached. So.
Yeah, but I know how you work. It doesn't take you long to get super attached.
So anyway, I'm on a mission this week to get. I want to divide up the um, second spare bedroom into fourths, and then work on clearing out a fourth of it a day starting tomorrow. I hope. It might have to do for 2 weeks even. I don't know if realistically doing a whole fourth of that room is realistic. No,
In how long of time period?
a day. So I'm thinking it might take a couple weeks, but because tomorrow too, I have to do the cat litter box. I have to clean our bathroom and our bedroom. So, we did get a little tiny fridge, little ones that you can take on a trip. Because since we have to take insulin, the problem is a lot of times we kind of feel like maybe it sits out for too long. So it would be just really nice to have this small fridge. It was only $40. I mean, it's teeny tiny. It only holds 6 cans of pop, but it'll hold our insulin or a majority of it, and that way, it'll be right there. It'll always be cold. We can put it right away, so that'll be great. And then when we do take a trip, and we plan to, it will plug into a cigarette lighter as well if we're not taking a bigger cooler. So that'll be nice. Plus, we could put things like boiled eggs and stuff. we've gone to, if you're diabetics like so many of us are, we've gone to, and I don't know why I never thought of it before, getting those tuna pouches, and they come flavored also. Because those are so easy to have on the ready, and I like to eat my tuna on cucumbers. I started doing that simply because, to cut the carbs with the crackers. Um, and but it's just handy, and like I said, there's a nice varieties for Brad to choose from, and it doesn't take up much space. So I don't know why I never thought of that. I mean, they're usually around $1 a pouch. You can get them a little bit cheaper, of course. If you're buying a multi-pouch, is what we did. But yeah, on the ready and stuff, because it's better to eat protein than to eat the carbs. So yeah.
Much better.
Yeah. Plus, then you can drive your cat nuts. Yesterday, Brad makes the best tuna salad ever. I absolutely adore his tuna salad, and then usually how you make um tartar sauce. But his tuna salad to me is just to die for. Well, he was making it. We decided to have. We've been having lighter dinners, just because we don't want to eat very heavy and stuff. And so he made tuna salad and cucumbers. Do we have anything else besides that?
The
Oysters.
oysters.
And we split a can of smoked oysters, and then a little bit of cheese. So I was eating tuna salad on cucumbers, but he said when he was out here and he was opening up a couple cans of tuna, the cat started going crazy, of course. So he gave her some tuna, and he got major. He roofed at us because she was so happy. you know, she was so happy.
Yes, she was.
She has just been all over me lately. You've seen that, honey. She doesn't care what I'm doing. She just kind of
Yep.
tromps on up here, and she loves to lay across my chest and purr and purr and purr, and stuff. And but she's doing well. I worry about her since she's 19, but she didn't really show any signs of slowing down or anything. So she's over here in her little cat hammock thing. Um, uh, it's right attached to the window. She loves to lay over there. Of course, it's real close to me, and she likes it because uh, it's kind of like almost a cocoon effect for her.
Well, and I mean, she is not afraid of the dogs at all.
No, no. I don't know if
But
y'all saw that one picture that Brad took the other day. I'll show it to you in a minute.
yeah,
Of Charlie and Angel.
but a lot of times with the dogs, the cats will they like hiding in spots that
Mm-hmm.
they don't have to worry about the dogs.
Right.
And the only other cat that we had that didn't worry about the dogs was Bitsy.
Yeah. Here's a picture that Brad took just a few days ago, and that's Angel on my bed, and Charlie has got his head, of course, on her. She doesn't care. So, yeah.
She loves Charlie.
And that's why I put, that they get along very well. She's 19 and he's 9, and, yeah, she's not afraid of them, even though, she's a rescue, too. They're all rescues, so. What?
So maybe somebody out there can answer this question. Why are all these places charging so much to adopt an animal?
Around here, holy moly! Like for a senior dog with medical problems, like heart disease, they want to charge you $300 to $400 adoption fee. Pet Finder does. Wow! Don't wonder why you're not getting these pets adopted. I'm used to maybe 150, but wow, it's like. Because I had briefly thought about getting a small dog. I had even talked about it last week on here. But after doing some research and then really, really thinking it through, because I can't just do what I want to do. Of course, it matters what Brad thinks, and then it matters what my animals hear and the dynamics and stuff. And I've got this female giant schnauzer right here on the side of me, and it took how many years before she trusted me?
7.
7 years. I mean, she was very traumatized. She'd had numerous homes. I believe that her last person that abused her was female because she just really wanted nothing to do with me. Also, because I had a small dog, Missy, my dachshund, she was very territorial over me. So anytime that Nixie would come by me, they wanted to have a bitch off, as no other way to put it. And so I would have to separate them, and I would have to make Nixie go away because I didn't want there to be a big fight. And but I know since Missy is gone, Nixie has really, really attached herself to me. I remember a year ago when I got out of the hospital, Charlie wanted nothing to do with me. He was mad. Nixie looked at me, and I'd never seen a dog with such soulful, emotional eyes as she, with just her eyes were so full of love. And it was like, there you are, you came back. And she just, she was just so happy to see me. I really think if I got a small dog right now, it would crush her. It would really crush her. And I can't have that happen. My first responsibility is to the pets I have and to their emotional well being, not just their physical, but their emotional. And having gone through and having been abused myself and Brad as well, we know how long it takes to build up trust. And, these animals, they aren't, I know some people are like, oh, I don't want to do a rescue dog because, they've got baggies. Well, we all have baggage. And, they're some of the most loving pets. This dog is absolutely crazy about me now. I mean, she really is. She normally lays on my bed. She's always right there with me. I mean, she just really is, a very happy dog. And I can't, you know, I can't do that to her. I would never forgive myself because I know the first thing would be she would give me a look of such hurt that it would break my heart.
Well, one of the things, remember what she used to do when we first got her, is we would have to make over her or else she would go and hide.
She would always go in the bedroom, and she still is that way. If you don't incorporate her in what you're doing, she doesn't do it as much now, but if she starts to feel insecure at all, she will be very standoffish and kind of in the corner, kind of like what Brad does. He has a tendency to be kind of standoffish and be in a corner, and you have to go, hey, you, get over here. Just because that's what he's used to growing up and stuff. So, and I'm used to that too, so I know that feeling. And you've seen the dynamic with my parental family where I really change and I'm very,
Oh yeah,
standoffish and.
I talked to you a few times about
Mhm.
about that,
Mhm.
and I just, God, I hated to see you
Yeah.
going through that.
So yeah, I'm not gonna get a dog, and I thought about adopting. There are pet rescue or pig rescues, potbelly pig rescues, here in North Carolina, and I thought about that. But again, I think there might be a problem because I don't think it matters if it's a pig or if it's a lizard or if it's, a dog. I think the dynamics of the pets we have now works out exceptionally well, and I think that anything added to would really cause especially a lot of hurt with this female schnauzer. So I don't want to do that. Don't want to do that.
No, she's a baby.
You know. Yeah. Well, she's been through enough.
Yeah.
And she just doesn't need that. So,
Yeah.
you know.
Yep.
Like I said, it took forever because she was supposed to be my dog. And she attached herself to Brad. And well, I was, disappointed, but I was happy that she attached herself to him so strongly, you know.
She did, too.
Because she basically would go on his bed and wait all day until he got off work, you know. But at that point in time, we had 6 dogs.
Yeah.
In the house.
Yeah.
Not that we meant to have that many. At that time, we had 4. And then my brother moved in with us and brought his 2 and a cat. And, it was quite a herd.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, so. But anyway, I just wanted to kind of catch you guys up with what's going on. We're doing well. Our gardening plants are doing really well. Brad says there's peppers and there's tomatoes and stuff, and the flowers are just doing wonderful. Kind of waiting for it to get dark because I ordered these solar powered. They're kind of like almost umbrellas, and I can't see them from my bedroom because we have kind of privacy film on the bottom of our window. So I'm waiting. I haven't got to see them ever yet. So, right?
They are cool, yes.
So we had a small grocery order last night, very small, and especially because they were out of half the stuff we wanted, and we just been cleaning today, right, Ed?
Yes, we have.
So I'm gonna let you guys go, but I hope you all are doing well. I hope you had a good Memorial Day. I want to thank anybody that has served in the military, or if you are in private sector and serve to, serve and protect us every day and rescue us. I want to thank you too. And I hope you had a good one. And remember that we love you guys, and I do cherish your friendship so very much. And I think you guys are awesome. And I will talk to you guys in a few days. Say bye, Brad.
Bye, Brad.
Bye, guys.